Wrong side again. Look at us. You'd think after all these games that we've done, we would know what side we're going to be on. Hello, everybody. For those of you who are actually tuning into this, thank you for tuning into the Charge on UCF versus Utah pregame live show. The last pregame live show of the year. I'm your host, Sean Green, as always, alongside me, Nick Geddes. Final one of the year. It's cold. It's cold. It seems like it's about to rain, which it seems like we've had a couple of those this year where we do a pregame live show and it just decides to storm at the exact time that we do it. It's dead. It is dead. Mackie, please no talk of when is Gus going to be fired. Not going to happen. Move on. Yes. Let's get that out of the way first. I'm going to be honest, Nick. We said this before. We're going to keep this short and sweet, folks. All right? First of all, I don't know how many people are going to even tune into this. Nobody really wants to see this game. There's nobody here. It is Walking Dead style out here in Orlando. But, Nick, how are we doing tonight? It's a nice night. Let's start with positives. Nice night, right?
It's a beautiful night at the moment. There's a nice chill in the air. I'm a little cold, not gonna lie. I'm a little cold. I brought I did my best Peyton and Eli tonight. I got my quarter zip going on, but I'm a little cold. It looks like it's about to rain here just a little bit, but I think we're in a good spot to avoid that. But yeah, it's the last game of the season, and I cannot believe that. It feels like we were just here for New Hampshire, and somehow we're at the end of the season for this big Black Friday game that has been heavily promoted. Even I was watching the Cowboy-Giant game, and there comes the commercial hyping up this UCF-Utah game, and RJ Harvey was mentioned.
He was.
So I guess that's like the best thing that I think that's the best thing maybe that we'll see all week. But I don't know. Let's see. It's still one more football game. As meaningless as it may seem to many, it's still very meaningful for these players. They want to win out. They want to win a game and to end the season, which has been a very disappointing and tough season. But listen, the Utah Utes ain't much better. They're not much better.
No, and listen, that's why on the podcast we said, I mean, in terms of a game, it's as bad of a game as you could probably draw up to end the year. I mean, you've got a team that's lost 7 straight, another team that's lost 7 of 8, playing in a meaningless game on Fox in prime time on Black Friday. I mean, when they scheduled this game early in the year, like way early, even like months before the season, the thought process was, and we talked about this, right? This could be a potential playoff matchup, playoff implications, conference championship implications. Like, this is going to be the game that you want to watch on Black Friday. And what does it turn into? A ghost town at the bounce house. More discourse than ever before, probably besides the 0-12 season. And 2 teams that, frankly, nobody really wants to see play in general.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I thought it was going to be a little... granted, we're still, 2 hours from kickoff, roughly. I don't even know if they've even started letting people in yet. If they have, nobody's coming in. So, let's see what it looks like when the game starts. But when we got in here today, I looked around, and Memory Mall looked a little meh, a little flat. Now, again, the weather's not exactly great, I'd argue. And then we passed by... the front of the stadium there where Natasha Bedingfield was doing her pregame concert, and I felt bad for her. I think she was performing, and I could count on 2 hands how many people were actually standing in front. I don't know. You took a picture of it.
I'm gonna show Natasha Bedingfield.
Yeah, I when we were walking by that, I was like, I hear her singing, but I cannot believe that's actually their performance because there was nobody there. But so that's a little sad. But you know what? I mean, it's kind of where we're at. It's Black Friday. It's the day after Thanksgiving. School's out, so a lot of the students aren't here. I don't even know if the band's here, to be honest with you. I have no idea. Usually by this time of our show, the band's coming by us, and they're a no-go. So you know, it's just so eerie inside here. It feels weird. It feels so weird. There's nobody in here right now, but.
I will say, I think the band will be here. We're doing this a little bit earlier than normal. I think the 8 o'clock start just kind of messed me up.
I'm completely messed up. I left home at like 5:45 this morning, and I'm somehow still functioning, and I'm going to function until well in the middle of the night tonight. So I'm very thrown off.
And listen, I haven't seen the numbers. I have no idea who's watching. I'm sure it's very small, but drop in the comments kind of what you think on this game. Like, are you coming to this game? Are you going to watch this game? Because, like, frankly, and this isn't, like, a knock. Like, obviously, if you're a true fan of a team, I think you should watch all the games. Like, I'm an Orlando Magic fan. I've watched a lot of meaningless, bad basketball for years. So I think it's one last game of a season to watch.
And it's a very winnable football game. There are some games throughout this season where you didn't think were necessarily winnable. And granted, they made them close, like Iowa State, Arizona State, right? But this game is very, very winnable. Utah's lost 8 games in a row. This might be the swan song, by the way, of one of the best coaches of this generation, a guy who I have tons of respect for, and that's Kyle Whittingham. I think he's done a fantastic job with this program. I hate the way that this has turned out for them. And in a perfect world, I'd love for Kyle Whittingham, if this was it, for him to get a win going out, but not tonight. Not tonight.
It'd be that type of year for UCF. Like, send Kyle Whittingham out. And listen, I feel bad for Kyle Whittingham because, like, there's no need for him to retire right now.
Well, we don't know if he's going to.
No, but
he admittedly seems to be very up in the air about what he wants to do.
Yeah, but it's like, I think all the signs are pointing to him pretty much retiring. Like, you already have the head coach in place and waiting. You kind of have had this type of season where it's like nothing can go right for you, and he's had incredible seasons with this type of injury history.
I'd have to go look. Off the top of my head, though, the 3 most experienced head coaches in the Big 12 might be Kyle Whittingham, Mike Gundy, and Gus Malzahn, right?
Yep. And
those 3 coaches are all at the bottom of the league. I mean, besides Arizona, but my goodness. I'd have to do, like, I'm just off the top of my head, but those 3 coaches, very accomplished, and all 3 of their teams at the bottom of the standings here, and you saw what happened to Oklahoma State, 52-0 earlier, so don't want that here.
No, and here's the thing, like, and we said we don't want it here, but at the same time, it's like one of those things where if UCF did lose, really, it doesn't, like, who cares? And then
we're here for RJ Harvey. We're here for RJ Harvey. That's what we're here for.
And I think that's what we're really gonna talk about here for the next couple minutes, because like I said, we're not staying on here much longer. This was more so. It's cold, it's windy, and not that we don't want to be on with you guys, but at the same time, we are aware of the situation surrounding the team. We're giving you guys the content we think you deserve, but also we know that people are kind of checked out. This season's over. You get one more game, and then we go into hibernation. Not us, but the team goes into hibernation basically until spring ball starts. There's a lot of questions need to be asked, but one thing is for sure tonight is that RJ Harvey is one more touchdown away for breaking the all-time touchdown record in UCF football history. Though this game is uninteresting, nobody wants to watch it, 2 bad football teams, there's something that you can say, I was there to witness, potentially, it's almost a foregone conclusion, I was there to witness history being made in one of the best players in UCF football history.
Yeah, he is undoubtedly one of the best players in UCF football history. I hope I was about to say I hope he gets that record. I'm pretty, like, 99% sure he's going to get that record. I think he's going to get it early. I think they're going to feed him early and often tonight, as we talked about on Thursday's show. So, yeah, we're here for him, and of course we're here for Kobe Hudson. This is probably his last game in a UCF uniform. Ricky Barber. We'll see about Lee Hunter. I thought I had heard he wasn't listed on the seniors list today, but
he's a junior, but like,
yeah, we don't really know. But there's a lot of seniors here that are going to be playing. But obviously the focus is going to be on RJ Harvey and him breaking this record, which would be pretty crazy because the team hasn't had the most success here in his time, which is unfortunate. And I'd hate to see what it was without him. But a special football player. Never caused a problem, not once in anything, even throughout the tough stretches that he's endured. He's just kept on playing. So I wish you could clone RJ Harvey like 10 times over and put him on this football team.
I think he's the epitome of the player that you want. Guy that just works his butt off. Doesn't matter where he's at on the depth chart.
All the way from number 44 in the 2020 season. Unbelievable. I learned that today. I saw that photo this morning, and I'm like, I covered that team in 2020, and RJ Harvey was like not even a thought throughout the entire year. And I didn't even recall like 44 or any of that. So he's come a long way.
He's come a long way, and he's been exciting to watch. You watch him, and he brings you joy watching him play football. Hasn't brought a lot of joy watching the entire team play this year, but he's one of the bright spots. Let's read a couple of your guys' comments. For those that you are watching, we greatly appreciate it, because I don't know if we watch ourselves tonight.
Hard on yourself. We have diehards.
We have our diehards. Mackey 315. If I lived there, I would be there. Love college football. Plus, my son works for UCF football. That's the thing. Like, if you love college football, you're a huge UCF fan.
Listen,
You
we're
come to
gonna,
games.
we're gonna be dying for Utah UCF in about April. Let's be real. We're gonna be dying to see that.
Probably March. Like, I think we're being.
Probably next month.
Yeah. There's gonna be some like let's call it like it is, guys. And
I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you right now. The second that I have to deal with any talking about NIL or NCAA nonsense like we did during the offseason last year, that's when I'm gonna that's when I'm gonna go nuts, and I'm gonna wish that we had this game back. So I'm gonna enjoy it.
so this is what our third season. This is our now third season.
This is our third season.
So this is our third season. Next year will be our fourth season doing this, which is kind of crazy to actually think about. But our fourth season doing it next year. It's the same cycle, regardless of the season. We have, even last year we had a bad end. It was like I'm ready to be done with football and just talk about off season. And then you hit January, February, and there's like a big piece of recruiting news or a big transfer that comes in, and me and you were like, oh, okay, we're right back. We're like, okay, where's the season? And this last year was KJ Jefferson. It's like for 9 months, KJ with Gus, and then look how it turned out. But it's always that's always how it is. So if you enjoy college football, if you're a UCF fan, I think watch the game tonight, get some popcorn, laugh if they're down 30.
There's no stress. This is an unstressful environment. Very unstressful. So just enjoy it. No need to get mad at anything tonight. No need.
Well, SH says, I'll unfortunately miss this one. I'm hunting in South Carolina.
Respect.
That's
Jealous. Very jealous.
I don't even know what the weather's like in South Carolina right now, but hunting, obviously this is hunting season. I know that. My dad hunts in New York. This is like upstate New York, yeah. Hey, hunting's fun, man. I've never done it, but it looks fun.
Oh, hunting's fun. I've never done it, but
It looks really fun. You go out and stand in cold weather for 10 hours and wait for at Hello. Can you hear us now? Oh, well. I think you can hear us now. Can you hear us now? Sorry, guys. This is the epitome of the end of the season. I don't know where you guys left us off, but I think we were talking. Oh, that's really loud. I'm going to turn that down. Sorry about the audio, guys. It's probably bad, but this thing just crapped out. We were talking about Jayhawk 570, signed his third year UCF. Only one of his friends are going. Me and the wife are on the way. Only coming for RJ Kobe, Ricky and Lee. We were kind of talking about it before this mic was going off. it's awesome that you're going. I think to show these stars that are the stars of UCF, especially for the last couple of years, your appreciation and showing up to the game. You're going to be in the minority. We've kind of said it. It is a ghost town out here, and nobody's, at this game, which stinks, but it's expected. And yeah, hopefully they can have a good showing, and fans can give them the appreciation that they desperately deserve. You have anything to say on that?
Yeah, I mean that pretty much echoes what I said earlier.
Right.
So yeah.
Mackie 315. It's all about RJ tonight. 25 plus carries. Yeah. Feed him as much as humanly possible. Get him to 400 yards on the ground. This Utah defense, we're not going to.
No injuries, please.
Yeah,
no injuries to RJ, please.
No
or any
injuries.
of these seniors. Anybody, actually.
We don't want any injuries. Meaningless game. But give RJ as many carries as possible. But this Utah defense is good. I mean, this Utah defense is no slouch. I don't see RJ going for over 200. I like it. I think Gus should just feed him, but
it's crazy. I think from the advanced numbers, they're top 3 in the conference in defense easily.
Yeah.
But then they are legitimately the worst offensively in the Big 12. That's kind of where they've been. We know that. So hopefully the UCF defense comes alive today.
It's cold out here, folks. I'm not gonna lie.
I know the camera's just moving a little bit windy out here, but we've avoided rain. We avoided
the rain
for the first time in 2 months. We've avoided rain in a pregame show.
Oh, this is still not working. That's crazy. Tyler Birdie. So Jacoby Jones is gone after this year. Thought he had another year. So not necessarily. He does have an extra year. He is a senior though, so he's celebrating senior day.
Listen, Alan Bowman has had 4,000 senior days. Okay.
I wouldn't read too much into it. I know he was on the graphic, but I wouldn't read too much into it. We fixed the volume. Yes, good. All right, guys. Listen, there's not much more to it. Sorry about the late. We'll be ready for the post-game show. Listen, what do I keep saying? We'll be ready for the post-game show.
Hey, this is going to be the best one yet. Last one, best one. We're going to tie a bow on this season.
Yep.
We're hopefully going to be talking about a win. And then, of course, please come join us because, as we always say, we can't do this without the loyal listeners. And we appreciate you sticking with us throughout the season. So we'll get more to that later. But we'll be live shortly after the game.
We'll be live and have better audio. So sorry for the wind. The post-game show will be better. This is how it ends up. For Nick Geddes, I'm Sean Gray.